this foot here is the most popular. It seems to work well.
Okay.
It's going to feel funny though.
I'm going to need these over here.
So it's going to feel, like I say, you're going to be lopsided. All right. Hold on. We got to get you all lined up here.
It was just your common thing of doing laundry downstairs in the basement, a phone ringing upstairs, so I ran upstairs to get the phone and, well, face planted. But I tripped up the stairs, bending my foot backwards, kind of at a strange angle. And it hurt, of course, and I went to the doctor, and they x-rayed it and just said that it was sprained and stay off of it. And it continued to swell, and it was just so painful to walk on. And I continued to go back to the doctors to see what was wrong with my foot, because it still hurt, and a sprain shouldn't take that long. And for a year I kept going back. My foot started to deform, so I went to a orthopedic specialist up there in Alaska. And again, it showed that there was nothing wrong. Sent me to had an MRI on my foot, and still nothing showed up except for a possible dislocation. And he said, you know, let's do a weight-bearing x-ray. So he had me stand on my foot, which is extremely painful. But my foot went from looking normal to spreading out like this. And you could see where the 3 bones from my big toe over were dislocated and completely out of joint. So every step I was taking, those bones were moving around, and it just didn't show up. It's a very, very rare injury called a Lisfrank injury. It's usually a sports-related injury, and I think 80 or 90% of them are misdiagnosed. They took bone out of my knee and took my foot apart and tried to put it back together. And it did kind of work. My toes were curled up because the ligaments had died from so much trauma and blood loss, or like oxygen to the toes, and it's called compartment syndrome. And it was just painful. So I was walking with a cane, and I would walk with a cane for the rest of my life to help me keep my balance. And my foot was just, it would just look like a little mangled mess. People would say it looked like a gorilla hand. But I was able to walk on it. It just hurt. Every step hurt. And when there was a point when my niece and nephew came over from Polson, and they wanted to go play at the park, and it was a block away from where I was living. And this was kind of a poignant moment for me. And they walked to the park, and I had to drive. And it was just a block. And I was 38 at the time, and I said, there's got to be something different. There's got to be something more. Finally went to the emergency room and said, it hurts to walk. And they wanted to give me pain medication, something just a Band-Aid, basically. And I said, that's not what I want. I want something drastic. I need something more. And I said, I've spent almost 5 years in surgeries, 2 full years on crutches, like complete years, 4 years off and on crutches. And I said, I am done. I want it amputated. And she said, okay, well, I can't guarantee you that you're going to get this part of your life back. I can't guarantee you that you're going to run again. And I said, Dr. Tan, I guarantee you I will. And she got her appointment book out, and she said, okay, how's June 13th? And I said, oh, wait a second. And I had to take a breath, and Ray was there, and I said, okay, we scheduled it, and it was the best decision. It was amazing. I was up and walking a month after the surgery. just right after that, hiked in Yellowstone National Park. Well, this one here is what I call my girl leg. And yes, I paint my toes. And I painted my toes last night. There's a button right in here where I can change. It moves, so I can point it down. It's easier when it's on. I can wear up to like 3-inch heels. You can see it's like bent down. But it moves. And this one that I have on, I guess I can show you. I guess it's more of an athletic one. There's a place right here where there's a little bit of give, and I can't push down on it and make you and show you, but it has a little bit of spring in the step. And it's my everyday leg. And it was amazing. And I've been able to get out and do things that I really had thought I would never get to do again. Walk independently. I'm starting to run. I don't have the right leg to run yet. This leg that I have on is a more athletic leg. And I can kind of jog, but it's stiff because there's no ankle movement. So learning to run again is going to be quite a different process for me. I was in the women's run last year. I actually developed a bone spur at the base of my stump, which I call my stump Snoopy. So at the bottom of Snoopy, there grew this bone spur, so I had to have it removed. So I was on crutches in the women's run last year. I did the 2 mile on crutches. I am hopefully I can get the leg in soon enough that I can run in it. If not, at least do a little jogging and 1 block running and 1 block walking, something. But I will run through the finish line, for sure.